Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Nick Tan Chats. My name is Nick Tan, and on today's episode I'll be chatting with you guys about Baton Ruse, released by Century Magic. So hi again guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for showing up, thanks for tuning in. Alright, today we will be chatting about something called Baton Ruse, okay, that is put out by Century Magic. Alright, so for those of you who don't know, Century Magic is actually a line of products over at mentalvoyage.com. Okay, and mentalvoyage.com obviously is fronted, okay, by Paul Canazzo, right, who has become very well known, all right, for his pocket mentalism cards, all right, those test cards. And I've reviewed quite a number of those test cards as well on my channel, so you know, if you're interested, have a look at them. Do look up the episodes. I think I've done episodes for lexicology, depiction, leisure, or leisure, all right. And currently, my favorite one of the lot is Dreamweaver. Okay, which I've also reviewed previously as well. So Century Magic is a line over at Mental Voyage, and well, they kind of specialize in 3D printed props. Okay, so props that are typically kind of produced in, you know, other kinds of more traditional material, I suppose, like wood, all right, or metal, now come in this kind of 3D printed format. I have also reviewed, I think, the whole range of products over at Century Magic. Okay, so I've done an episode, a combined episode for, I think, the Trinity board, the viewing box, also the infinity blocks, and the coin cage. Okay, so if you're interested to have a look at those items, do look up that episode on my channel as well. But let's get down to talking about Baton Ruse. Okay, so well, what is Baton Ruse? What is the effect? This is actually a color rod divination effect. Okay, so I will show you what you get inside, and then I'll explain the effect in further detail. So when you purchase Baton Ruse, all right, it comes in this cardboard box, all right, and inside, well, first of all, you will have a card with the link to the instructional video. Alright, now the instructional video is not a long video, alright, I think it runs for about 8 minutes or so, but it is enough, alright, to just tell you all you need to know about Baton Ruse. So in the video you will have Paul Canazzo himself bringing you through the whole tutorial. He will tell you about the props themselves, how to handle the props. He will also give you a kind of mock kind of a performance so you can see the routine in action. It's a really simple video, but the method is really simple as well, alright, so it doesn't really take much to tell you guys exactly how to perform Baton Ruse. And then inside the box you will get the main bulk of the props. Okay, so let me show you what you get inside here. You will have, first of all, there is a tube. Alright, let me just show this to you. It's like it's a black tube. Hope that focuses. You can see it's a black tube of sorts with a cap on the top. Alright, so this is the tube that you will place the colored rods into. Alright, now this measures about 9.5 centimeters in length. Okay, so that's a tube itself. And then you will have 6 of these colored rods. Okay, so there are all 6 of them. Over there, there's black, blue, green, red, white, and yellow. Alright, so you get 6 of the rods. The rods themselves are 9 centimeters. Okay, so those are the rough sizes, okay, the measurements. On top of that, you will also get this little bag, right, which you can use as well during the performance of the effect. So a typical performance of the effect would be as follows, all right? You introduce the props, okay, you tell the spectator that there's a tube over here with a little cap, okay, on the top, and you instruct them, all right, with your back turned, they are to pick up any one of these rods, any color they like, and to insert it into the tube, just like this. It is kept shut, okay, and then the rest of the unused rods can be placed, into the bag or in their pocket, just out of sight. And then taking back the tube, all you do at this point is to just, get a sense of what is inside, okay, and then you will name the color that you believe is in the tube. So in this case, you would say blue. With it, you open it up and it is blue. So that is the basic effect, all right? It's a color divination effect, okay? So the rods are just placed into the tube, and then you somehow are able to figure out, all right, what colored rod is in the black tube. So if you have read the description of the effect on the Mental Voyage website, all right, you will know, okay, that in addition to the tube itself, the rods and the bag, there will also be another gimmick, all right, which will aid you, okay, in working out which colored rod is in the tube. So obviously I can't show you the gimmick, okay, but I think it's, you know, enough, all right, to tell you that it is not a new method, okay. In fact, this method has been used before. I think Century Magic also has used this particular method, okay, in another one of their products as well. While I can't show you the prop, okay, I can tell you that it is low tech. Okay, it's low tech, and so there's nothing to, you know, recharge or, you know, any connections to worry about. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the props themselves. I mean, the tube itself, there's nothing much to say about it. You know, it really is just a black tube, okay, and it's really just, you know, inspectable, okay, and everything can be examined, you know, during the course of the routine. The rods have two sides. Okay, there is like a flat side over here on the top. Hope you can see that. And then at the bottom, there's kind of like, you know, a sharp end, I suppose. So this actually gives you the orientation, okay, in which the rod goes into the tube. Okay, so the correct way to put it in. So when you put the rod into the tube, it goes down sharp side down. Okay, because if you do it the other way around, what happens is the box, I don't think this will show up very well on the camera, but you will see that there's a little, you know, gap over there. The lid doesn't fit onto the box like perfectly, okay? But if you place it the other way around, okay, the correct way around, once it goes in, then the lid will be flush, all right, on top of the tube. So this is something that you will have to, you know, tell the spectator as well during your scripting, all right, just before you tell them to place the rods into the tube. So as far as the method goes, you know, I think it's quite simple to use, to perform, you know, with. There will be some, I think it's safe to tell you this, there's going to be some memory work involved, okay, so you do have to commit some things to memory, all right, and once you get that down, you know, you're good to go. The method itself with the gimmick, well, I think for those of you who are watching this, you know, if you do go and watch the performance video, because there is a performance video of Paul demonstrating the effect to the camera on the website. All right, so if you do go there and have a look, and if you are a seasoned magician, just looking at the performance, I think you can kind of, you know, take a stab, okay, at what's happening. But the method works, okay. Now, I found that the method is quite, how should I put it, subtle, okay, in my set at least, okay. So it does take, there's a bit of a knack to it, okay, in order to kind of confidently discern which rod is inside the tube, okay. But I do believe that once you get kind of used to it, okay, then it will become quite obvious to you as to which color is in the tube. It's just that I just found it to be a little bit subtle. I would have preferred it to be a little bit more obvious, I suppose, you know, but well, there is a plus in its subtlety as well, I suppose, because then it doesn't talk as much, okay. I think I can say that much. Alright, but all in, you know, Baton Ruse is a very straightforward kind of an effect, okay? It's a color divination effect. Whatever goes into the tube, you know, you somehow can figure it out. I think, well, it does enable you to repeat the effect, okay? So you could probably do this, I don't know, 2 to 3 times maybe, for the same group of people. Now, I think, just my personal opinion, alright, you do need to give some thought as to how to frame the effect a little bit more, I don't know, in terms of presentation perhaps, okay? Because otherwise, it's just going to be kind of like a little puzzle, right? You place one of the colors inside, I'll figure it out, and that's it, right? So if you could come up with a way to kind of make it play a little bit bigger, you know, make it a bit more relevant to the kind of style that you perform in, you know, then I think it might be a little bit more deceptive, I suppose, because people focus on other things as opposed to the physical method itself. Some ideas, include using this in some kind of a one-ahead effect, a mental epic effect of some kind. Or you could, allocate different emotions to the colored rods, and give a reading, something along those lines, right? Just to make it play a little bit bigger than just, guess the color, kind of a little puzzle. And that point, I think to me at least, right, is applicable to all sorts of these kinds of effects, right? Whether you're using a low-tech approach such as this, or one of those, really expensive high-tech methods, right? Regardless, okay, it's just going to be a guessing 1 out of 6, like again and again and again, So unless you kind of come up with really interesting ways of doing it, different ways of approaching the effect, different ways of applying an interesting presentation or a hook to this sort of thing. Alright, but all in, the props are really well made, okay, and as you would expect from 3D printed props, really tidy, really nice, really well made, okay, everything is examinable during the course of the routine. So if you are interested to have a look at Baton Ruse, I will leave the link in the description box down below. Once again, I'd like to thank Paul Canazzo over at mentalvoyage.com and Century Magic for sending this over to me so that I can chat about it with you guys on this show. So that's all for today's episode, guys. I do hope you enjoyed today's episode and hopefully got something out of it, and hopefully I would have been able to introduce you to something else that is out there on the magic market. So till the next episode, guys, do stay safe, take care of yourselves, have fun with your magic and your mentalism, and I will see you on a future episode of Nique Chats.